Hi everyone, welcome here. If you're new here, my name is Rebecca. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you for coming back and watching another video. So in today's video, I want to talk about some ways to make your holiday decor a little bit more sustainable. As a minimalist, I don't have or use a ton of decor, but the decor that I do have, I like it to be as gentle on the earth as possible. So I put together some ideas for the 2022 holiday season, including some fun DIY projects. Let's dive right in. All right, first let's talk about the Christmas tree. I love a Christmas tree. It's one of my favorite parts of Christmas. I love having the tree in the house. I love the smell of it. I love decorating it. It's one of the only decor things that I do in my house for Christmas. But cutting down a full-size live tree and then letting it die inside your house essentially is really sad to me. But there are a couple alternatives. The first is to get a live potted tree, which is what we've done the past couple years. So finding something that's indigenous to your area that's gonna thrive in your climate after Christmas is key. So we went with a juniper this year. Last year's we actually planted after Christmas. This year, I think that I might try something different and try and keep the tree alive in the pot, maybe move it to a bigger pot as it grows a little bit, and then try and use that same tree again next year. So essentially we just bring it inside for like 10 or 15 days every year and then put it back outside. I really kind of hope that works. That seems really fun to me to have the same tree year over year, and you can watch it grow. It'll be a little bit bigger every year. I don't know, that seems fun. And a lot more sustainable than getting a fully grown cut tree every year. The other alternative is obviously a plastic tree, which even though it is made of plastic, there is a tipping point of that being more sustainable if you use it for a really long time. I've seen a lot of studies that say that if you use a plastic tree for 20 or more years, that will end up being more sustainable than getting a cut tree. So if you feel like you're gonna use the same tree for a really, really long time, like 20 plus years, that could also be a more sustainable option than a live cut tree. The next Christmas tree option on the list is to actually rent a Christmas tree. I actually just found out that this was even an option this year. I'm not sure if this has been around for a while. I'm just late to the party on this. But at least here in Southern California, there's a company called Living Christmas Company, and they will deliver to your front door a live Christmas tree, and then you enjoy it for the Christmas season, and then when it's over, they'll come pick it up and take it back and keep it alive. It's sort of the same idea as buying your own potted tree, except you don't have the responsibility or you don't need the space to keep that tree alive for the rest of the year. This company will do it for you, and they deliver it to your house. So like, how convenient is that? I really love this idea. I hope this gains some traction and some popularity. And I think that there are other companies outside of Southern California too. So if you just Google, like Christmas tree rental near me, I did see that there was a bunch of other companies doing this across the country. All right, next up, did you know that if your Christmas lights no longer work, if you're done with them, they do not need to go into the landfill? There are Christmas tree light recycling programs. One of the best ones I found is called Christmas Light Source. You can box up your old Christmas lights, send them off to Christmas Light Source, and they will recycle them for you. And as an incentive, they'll also send you a coupon back for 10% off if you need some new Christmas lights you can purchase from them, and you'll get a discount. So I of course encourage you to use your Christmas lights as long as possible. The best thing you can do is keep using what you have. But if your string of lights are broken, or if you want to change to a different style of light, this is a great option to make sure that your current lights don't end up in a landfill. And while we're talking about Christmas lights, LED is definitely the way to go if we're talking about durability and energy savings. So on average, an LED bulb lasts about 25 times longer than an incandescent bulb and uses 75% less energy. They're more durable and they don't get hot. So when you're putting it on your Christmas tree, there's less of a fire hazard with an LED bulb than there is with a regular incandescent bulb. We use LED lights on our little Christmas tree here. They're really warm, they're super bright, and we haven't yet had one burned out. So everyone knows the frustration when you have like one bulb out in the string of Christmas lights and they're all not working or they're flashing or whatever. With the durability and the lifespan of an LED, it's much less likely that you're gonna have to deal with that sort of headache. So holiday decor does extend beyond the Christmas tree for many of us, and one of my favorite things to do is to make some of your own decor out of nature. So if you watched any of my decor videos last year, you'll remember I made some ornaments out of dried citrus. We made garland out of cranberry and popcorn. I brought some desert sticks inside to sort of decorate with. And all those are still really good, sustainable options, but I did try something new this year that I wanted to share with you because I love the way that it came out, and that's making these snowy pine cones. So we have a couple big pine trees in our yard here, and I collected some of the pine cones. And then this is super simple. All it is you combine flour and water until you get almost like a thick pancake-like consistency, and that acts as almost like a glue. So you coat the outside of the pine cone and then you roll the pine cone in just like table salt. I think you could probably even do this with white sugar if you had that. And it looks like little snow crystals on the outside. I will say there's a bit of a technique to it. The first one I did, I just rolled it in the flour paste and it was way too much. It was like all globby and gross. So I will say it's a bit of a light touch. You just kind of like touch the edges of the pine cone into the wheat and flour mixture. But this is super easy. This took me maybe 10 or 15 minutes. And then I just set them outside in the sun to dry for like another 10 or 15 minutes. You can tie these onto presents as a little bit of decor. I have ours just sitting in a bowl on our coffee table. You could even string these up for some ornaments on your tree. And if you want to make it a little bit more flashy, there's also compostable glitter. I know for sure that the Package Free shop carries some compostable glitter. I haven't ever used it before, but that would also be a good option if you want these to be like a little bit more glam. I always forget to say this, but if I mention something in the video, I will put a link to it in the description box down below. So the tree rental program and the light recycling and the glitter, like all that stuff will all be linked in the description box down below. So if you try these pine cones, let me know how it goes. Leave me a comment down below. I had a lot of fun making these and they were so simple and easy to make. So let me know if you try it out. All right, next on the list is to get a reusable advent calendars. Advent calendars are so fun, especially if you have kids. It can be like a good thing to do with them every day to get them excited about Christmas. But even as an adult, advent calendars are super fun. But they can also be super wasteful. Most advent calendars are just good for the 25 days leading up to Christmas, and then they're thrown out or recycled or whatever. But there are reusable advent calendars. I found a super cute one from We Gallery. Again, link in the description box down below. It's made from 100% organic cotton. It's ethically made, and it has little pockets that you can put your own gift in. So it'll be a little bit of added work because yes, you have to fill the advent calendar on your own, but it's reusable year after year. I think it's one of those things that you could create a really great tradition around. There's really cute pictures on each one of the days, and it can be like, oh, like this person always gets to open the owl on this day. I think reusing decor year after year is a really great way to build some of those traditions and just gives you like a little bit of nostalgia and excitement around the holiday season. And speaking of advent calendars, there's also this idea floating around about a reverse advent calendar. So I will say I didn't come up with this, and I've been racking my brain and I can't remember where I heard about this. It was another sort of sustainable YouTuber or Instagrammer. I wish I could give credit where credit is due, but I can't remember. But the idea of a reverse advent calendar is that instead of every day you're like opening a piece of chocolate or whatever, every day you are donating something. So this could be like a decluttering situation where you're getting rid of something from your home every day, or it could just be any type of donation. If you're donating like a canned good to a local homeless shelter or a blanket to an animal shelter, any sort of donation every day leading up to Christmas. So instead of getting something every day from your advent calendar, you're giving something. So I thought that was a really great idea and is definitely something that we will be trying this year. All right, I'm back. You probably didn't even know I was gone, but the camera battery died. We're back. Next up on my sustainable holiday decor list is garland from Friendship wool. So as a vegan, I don't consume new wool very often, unless I can be certain of its origin and the treatment of the animals. But in researching Friendship wool, it seems like a company that I'm okay supporting. So specifically, I bought their candy cane garland from Earth Hero. This garland is 100% organic. It uses non-toxic dyes, and it's made by women in Nepal with disabilities who are trying to get a leg up in a creative field. So it's beautifully handcrafted. It comes on a really long string, so you can separate the balls as much as you'd like. So if you have a larger tree, you can definitely use the full expanse of the garland so you can cover more area. These are definitely really well made. It's one of those pieces that I can see us using for many years to come. It's actually the only decor that we ended up putting on the tree this year. I think it's a really nice festive touch to our tree without being too crowded because our tree is very, very small. And there are a bunch of different colors. Again, I'll link to it in the description box below so you can see all of the options. We did go with the candy cane, so the red and the white, but definitely a great sustainable option option if you are looking for some new decor this year. Last on the list are plantable holiday cards. So we actually opted for no holiday cards this year. It used to be that I would send sustainable holiday cards, and then I was like, okay, I'm only gonna get holiday cards for someone that I'm giving a gift to, and this year I'm like, do I even need that? So no one's getting a card this year. I did write a couple notes on some gifts when I wrapped them if they needed some sort of like note along with it or just like a little love along with it. But I didn't feel the need to buy a whole separate card. But if you're gonna go for a card, these are a really great option. There's a lot of small makers on Etsy who are doing plantable cards. I will link to one of my favorites that I found down below. So if you are gonna do holiday cards this year, you can do something that's a little bit nicer for the planet. And it's almost like 2 gifts in one because the gift receiver gets a card from you, but then they also get flowers or herbs or whatever it is that you chose for your plantable card. All right, that's it for this year's minimal, sustainable holiday decor ideas. Again, always try and reuse what you have first. That is the most sustainable thing that we can do. And I hope you have a great holiday that is gentle on the earth. And I will see you next Tuesday. Bye, everyone. Someone needs a haircut. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, that feels we go laughing on. Oh, I was recording that whole time. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What time is it? Okay, here we go. Number 1. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Ugh, I always sit down to do this with like an almost dead battery. When am I gonna learn how to be a YouTuber? Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Here we go. Hi everyone, welcome here. I need to figure out what I'm talking about first. Oh my goodness.